And senators have accused Cabinet Secretaries of mismanaging the executive functions of the Kenya Kwanza government. On their second day of debate on the state of the nation, senators said this situation has often left the president handling matters that ought to have been addressed by the CSs.
The Cabinet Secretaries found themselves on the receiving end on the second day of Senate's debate on the state of the nation, with Mandera Senator Ali Roba citing what he termed as an unpleasant personal experience.
But I have Cabinet Secretaries in this government that have tried to really try to make phone calls to, not for personal issue, but issues affecting the public that have elected us into office to represent them.
The senators further accused the CSS of dereliction of duty.
But the question is, who is managing the political government of President Ruto? Who is managing? If the Cabinet Secretaries do not understand their role, that everything must be done by the President of the Republic of Kenya, trivial issues that the President should not even speak to, issues that a Cabinet Secretary needs to attend to. What we have are Cabinet Secretaries that are working as CEOs of private entities. They talk to who they want, be in the office when they want.
The senators also called for the restructuring of the constituency development funds to have the money disbursed to schools directly instead of through members of National Assembly.
The finance bill was a catalyst. All this started when we decided to force on Kenyans a housing law. In fact, it's a good thing that those young people came to Parliament, because we are the ones who passed a housing law and told the young people they can go to hell if they want. We are the ones who passed a health law, which nobody understands today. Mr. Speaker, those people who work for the National Health Insurance Fund, they have no certainty. They don't know whether they have a job. Leave alone a job, they don't even know whether they have a health cover. And yet they work for the National Health Insurance Fund. It was this Parliament that brought about that kind of wickedness, that many of our people today do not have health cover.
So the big job that the National Assembly and the Senate should be doing is to do the big job of allowing our experts, whether in civil society, among the Gen Zs, to openly and transparently audit the budget items one by one for the executive, for Parliament, for the judiciary, and put money where it is required.
They say the controversial Finance Bill 2024 only triggered public discontent that has been simmering over the state of affairs at Parliament. The American Embassy was also accused of silence on the killings witnessed in the protests.
Mr. Speaker, the Gen Zs are fighting about the neo-colonialism that we are seeing today. When Kenyans are complaining about their government, the first person to respond to us is the American ambassador in PowerPoint presentations, telling us how our elections are free and fair, telling us how our president has been sent from God, and telling us that we are making the right decisions, that we should persevere. Gen Zs are tired of that neo-colonialism and double standards.
The debate continues next week.